What's going on, y'all? I want to show you the true peak limiter from BrainWorks through Plugin Alliance. So, when I first teased this and showed it off, I was like, I don't need another limiter. But taking a closer look at this is really something special. So, yes, it is a peak limiter, but it does more than that. So, let's go over the controls. And let's first start by looking at this left hand side. So this is really a level meter combined with a limiter as well. You have an option to change your LUFS here. Right now, I think by default it's set to competitive. You can change from momentary to short term from the peaks, input, output. I'll see your gain reduction as well as your dynamic range. Below this, you have your solo features, and you can also swap channels from left to right. And going across the top, we have 4 different settings you can have set here. And you can also change the color of this, which is pretty nice if you get tired of looking at the same thing. And on the right side, the main controls for the limiter, this is your gain, which does go into a negative value. You have your ceiling, and this links the gain and ceiling. Your release, and this is the extra large. This is adding saturation. Oh, your mode, you have classic and modern. Classic is modern is going to be faster and more punchy than classic. Tone control. So this is nice. So this high pass frequency and low pass frequency, this does affect the overall signal. This isn't just in the compression detection circuit. So foundation is, I feel like it's like a tilt EQ almost. Tilting it one way will bring up the low end, while tilting it the other way, or turning it the other way, I should say, it will bring up the top end. And below that, you've got channel link, mix knob, and a output dim. All right, so let's get into how this sounds. I've got this set. Let's bring that gain back up to about here. This is a track I made in Logic, and we're just going to play it here and just take a look at the metering as well as change some of the controls. Okay, so you can see we're getting about 3 dB of gain reduction here. LUFS was hitting at about 9, and so let's change that. So we're on competitive. Let's do it to streaming and see what it does. So that orange is letting you know that you're past your target there. Well, let's go to loud. Okay, let's change some of the controls here. So we've been listening to classic. This is now modern. All right, now let's mess with the foundation here. So I'm going to tilt it to the left and then tilt it to the right. Let's put in another part here. So with the foundation, you can really shape your track beyond just doing traditional limiting with it. Let's mess with the XL with the saturation here now. So even at 25, we can still hear that saturation kicking in. So the channel link is going to, of course, link your channels 100%. It will be a fully linked between the left and right channel, and at 0%, the left and right will act independently. And lastly, let's just change this mix, and let's go down to 50%. Okay, so overall, this is a really advanced limiter here, and it's clean sounding. I haven't heard any distortion while I'm using it. I've been using it on tracks I've been doing on the master bus instead of just like either the Studio One limiter or the Logic limiter that I would normally use, or even the Waves L1 a lot. This is going to be my go-to limiter right now, and I have tested it for intro-level sampling, and it does not overshoot, which is also really nice. So I've got a link in the description if you want to check out more or learn more about this. Any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I want to invite you to check out my podcast, the Faders Up Podcast, where we discuss pro audio and beyond. We discuss everything from recording to gear to the music business. So if you're an audio engineer, songwriter, recording artist, music producer, this podcast is for you. We recently started season 2, and we're going to have a lot of listener questions on this season, as well as some really cool guests that's lined up and giveaways as well. So if you've already subscribed and followed the podcast, thank you. If you haven't, it's available on all platforms, and I encourage you to check it out. Also, rate it and review it and let us know what you think.